be doing some eating. And here on my right side, I have the founder of ILoveChamoy, Ani Leal. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, girl, thank you for being here. We're going to start off with eating a cup of fruit and your chamoy.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I feel like we're doing this like at a school class and like trying to do it behind this.
Like silent library.
Yeah.
Let's try and be sneaky. Okay, let me grab the cup of fruit.
Okay.
All right, so I asked Annie, hey, what chamoy do you have that's super spicy? She said the original one, that this one's like the spiciest one. Which one are you going to be trying?
Yeah, I'm going to be trying the chili mango one. This tastes like a mango paleta, but sugar-free.
Sugar-free. We're going to dive into everything about her brand and her company and but let me eat this. Hold on. Let's zoom into Annie as she's pouring that chamoy. Look at that.
This made a really fun sound.
This. Oh my God. First impressions. Here we go. Fire. Oh my God. This is really, really.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, dude. And he's like, why is she doing that?
No. I have TikTok. I'm a fan.
Let's dive right into the video. Hi guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, ya puedo hablar regular, ¿verdad? I'm here with the founder of ILoveChamoy, Ani Leal. Ahora sí, a round of applause. Oh my gosh. First and foremost, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Second, the chamoy is very, very good. It's good. It was my first time trying it, and I'm going to be very genuine and very honest. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Does not taste like it's not chamoy.
Awesome.
It is chamoy, and it does have like that kick of spice. So si eres una persona que te gusta el chamoy, more like spicy, definitely recommend the one with the pink label. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity of having you here with us because I love having CEOs, entrepreneurs, people who are just so successful and they literally have their story because we see the bottles of chamoy here, but it took a process.
It was a journey, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to dive in. But before we do so, we're going to just dive in really fast into a lightning round where I just ask you questions.
Okay, perfect.
We're going to kind of like get in that mood of like loosening up. Y ahorita vamos a comenzar con todo lo que tenga que ver con ILoveChamoy and Annie herself.
Beautiful.
So first and foremost, ¿cuál es tu favorito platillo mexicano?
The flautas.
Flautas.
Sí, de papa.
Oh my gosh,
Sí,
yes. Your
papa.
favorite drink?
Micheladas.
Yes. What beer?
Modelo Negra.
Really?
Negra
You've never
Modelo?
tried the Ultra one?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh,
Should I?
you need to. 100%. Any siblings?
I do. I have a sister named Daniela.
Nomás una hermana.
Nomás una hermana.
Really?
That I love very much, yeah.
And you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
That's awesome. ¿Y de dónde eres?
Soy de Monterrey, Mexico.
Born there?
Born and raised. I went all the way up to college in Mexico and I moved to the U.S. about 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. And your dream vacation, ¿para dónde es?
¿Sabes qué? Voy a ir con mi hermana a Europa en abril. So that one, we're going to Rome. Rome and London.
¿Y nunca han ido para allá?
Juntas, no, fíjate.
But you've been there.
Yo he ido a Roma, pero nunca he ido a Londres. So we're excited to be, you know.
Oh my God. ¿Y a ti te gusta más la salsa verde o roja?
Verde.
Dude, 100%.
Obvio. Hello.
Siento como que está, I don't know, something about with tacos, salsa verde. It has to be.
Yeah.
Dude, 100%. Comment down below cuál salsa les gusta, roja o verde.
Yeah.
¿Y cuál es tu favorito chamoy product at the moment?
I go back and forth. So, like, the pink bottle was our first bottle that we ever released, and it was, like, the only SKU we had for the longest. Then we had the mango and the pickle. I go between the mango and the pickle, if I'm honest with you.
Really?
Because those are the ones that I eat by themselves. Like, I'm in the car driving, and I'm like, you know?
Así nomás se le pones en la mano.
Así.
Vámonos para adentro.
Swatch, and then I lick it.
Bomb.
Yeah.
And who is your dream collab with ILoveChamoy?
Oh my God, that's amazing. You know what? I haven't given it more thought recently, but I love Becky G. I would love to work with her.
Dude,
Like, that would be a dream. Like, Becky G, if you're watching.
Becca G, we need to collab with I Love Chamoy ASAP.
Yeah.
¿Y tienes algún talento, un secret talent?
I literally have no talents whatsoever.
Really?
I think
that's a talent.
So.
Having no talent is a talent.
Yeah. It's hard to be
You have
talentless.
a talent. You just...
I haven't discovered it yet.
Exactly.
There you go.
There we go. Well, that was our lightning round. Now we're going to dive in and see quién es Annie Leal, who is the person behind I Love Chamoy, and just in general, cómo es que comenzó. Tell us a little bit about you and just you growing up. Sure. Let us know a little bit more.
Of course. So I was born and raised in Mexico. My whole family's from there. We've been there for generations. And I always was like a kid of the internet. Like, I just love the internet. Like, I was a kid that had like a Tumblr. I was writing fan fiction. I was like obsessed with just finding community online. So when we moved to the US, which is kind of like a crazy story why we moved, I'll tell you in a bit. I felt a little bit lost because I didn't have friends over here. My family was starting from scratch. My parents didn't have a community. So I just got really into online, and I found so many creators and pages that represented Latinos in the US. And I got obsessed. And I ended up working in those media companies for a couple of years. So like, one of my jobs was making memes.
Dude, that is insane.
It was fun.
Pero when you say memes, like, de lo que se encontraba en la
lo
red?
que sea. Like, literally, I would get into work every morning and I would open my computer and I would have to make like 40 memes a day. And then
really?
And then I was like, oh my God, people really like this type of meme. Like, if you Google Latino memes, you're going to see a bunch of the ones that I made probably. And it was the best job ever. And I just kept working on the internet, doing different things. And then I had this idea and it happened.
And that was like your income, making memes.
It was. I mean, and then eventually from memes, it became like having like a bigger team that did content, but it was everything kind of came from like trying to connect with Latinos in the US one way or another, and I was just crazy passionate about it.
So you've always been like so familiar with social media and
always.
Just like
I love it.
Love it.
I genuinely love it. I think it's like I don't relate to people like small business owners a lot of the times are like I love having a business, but I just hate the social media. And for me, it's like, oh, it's the way I connect with my customers. Like I read every single comment. Like at 3 a.m. you'll watch me like going through the comments, going through the DMs. I genuinely love it.
And do you feel like when you see those comments and they like give you some feedback, do you take them into consideration?
Yeah,
and you really...
Dude, feedback has been incredible. Like one of the bigger selling kind of reasons that our chamoy sells is because we don't have artificial dyes. And when I first launched my product, it did have red 40 because I was just like, I was making it diabetic friendly. I didn't care about anything else. And it was feedback from our customers that they were like, yo, I love this product. I love the flavor. I just wish it didn't have red 40. So we removed it. And and that came entirely from the comment section,
Seriously, from the feedback.
Yeah.
And tell us that story of your transition from Mexico to here, to the US.
It's a little bit of a chisme. It's fun.
Oh, let's hear it.
I was like, if I'm going to bring it somewhere, I'm going to bring it to Itati.
Let's do it.
So we were living in Monterrey when things were really volatile crime-wise. Like it got really crazy.
Oh.
Como el crimen organizado in Monterrey.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like we went through a couple rough years. And it wasn't until there was like kind of like a targeted attack to like family members close to me. Thankfully, everybody's safe. It was like, I mean, we're talking kidnappings, like it got crazy shit. Damn. And my dad was out of town and he calls my mom and he's like, grab whatever you can and like cross the border. And Monterrey is like 2 hours away from Texas, from McAllen. So we moved and then we just never came back. And it was a really sudden, not planned changed. My sister had just graduated high school, so she was able to start college in the US. And I didn't get to finish college in my last semester was like done remotely.
Yeah.
So at the time it felt very like como no muy establecida. Like I was, it was a lot of things were en el aire. But ultimately, all these years later, I'm like, well, it was a blessing.
It was planned.
It was planned. There was a bigger purpose for that to happen, but it was scary at the time, and I just have so much respect and love for my parents for making that decision.
Yeah,
definitely. Empezar desde nuevo, dude.
Yeah, 100%. And how did that feel from going from speaking completely Spanish to learning a new language and just like learning these new habits and just because it's a different world here than Mexico.
Completely. I always say the biggest difference was like, I think in Mexico, like I grew up seeing my mom and my dad have established communities. Tenían sus amigos. Mi mamá siempre muy involucrada en la iglesia. Like she always they had strong communities and family too. And then we moved to the US, and where it was easier for me and my sister to like make friends and build community.
Yeah.
It was for the first time hard for my parents. And I saw them for the first time, work and struggle to build a new community and find new ways of working. And I think it was the first time that I saw my parents as like adults, aside from being my parents. Does that make sense? Like, yes. And I think it was really beautiful. And I think it made me have more patience and more understanding for them. Mm-hmm. But it was unexpected. It was for sure unexpected.
But it's something que no dejaste que te deteniera.
No.
You didn't allow it. You said, this is a new transition and let's do it.
So, I think I saw a lot of opportunity. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, like we're starting from scratch. Nobody knows me here. I can reinvent myself. And I love my friends in Mexico and I love my family in Mexico, but I've been able to build a new family over here and it's been incredible.
Do you still keep in touch with your friends
from
Mexico?
Yeah. Fui a una boda el año pasado. Like I try to go as much as I can. Yeah.
That is awesome. Sí. So you went from coming to a total new world, something different suddenly, and then you started doing memes, and then you created this successful brand. How did this start? Why Chamoy? Why ILoveChamoy? Why this product?
I was like, my dad was diagnosed with diabetes right after we moved to the US. Mm-hmm. And I didn't pay a lot of attention to like how he changed his diet. I just knew that my dad was just so disciplined. Mm-hmm. O sea, le dijeron que tenía diabetes y se puso las pilas y he just changed his whole life.
Yeah.
And, for 10 years, I didn't pay a lot of attention to what he was eating. And then one day I was visiting them at their house and he had this like little cabinet of like his sugar-free treats. Yo andaba antojada. So I open up the cabinet and I see that he has like sugar-free chocolates and sugar-free caramels and all these things that were like sugar-free, but no Mexican candy. And I was like, I grew up in Mexico with my dad, watching him eat chamoy every single day, watching him eat Mexican candy every single day. And when I asked him why he didn't have any, he was just like, oh, mija, like I can't find it. Like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way. And I went and did research and I couldn't find anything that my dad could safely have.
Exactly.
And by the next day I had decided to create it, to build a brand, and it 1000% happened.
And so you did it with the intention to create a brand, or you did it with the intention to create a chamoy for him to eat?
It was kind of both. Like I was like, well, I can make this, but I was also like, this can't be, I can't be the only person with this problem. Like I knew that the rates for diabetes were the highest with Latinos. Like we just know this, like this is a fact that's out there. And the fact that people were ignoring our community and not creating products specifically made for them in a healthier way, I thought was weird. And I also knew that like, I would see TikTok and I'm like, I know Mexican candy is growing in popularity. Like you have people from all backgrounds loving our culture. Maybe I can make something that everybody can enjoy. And it wasn't supposed to be like the business that it is now.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a side gig and then make it for my dad and then eventually close the business. But it
turned into something successful. Would you say that he was what inspired you
1000%
to do
1000%.
This entire line of ILoveChamoy?
My dad is such a girl dad. My dad, it's just me and my sister. And when I was little, he would come home from like work and he would clip like clippings in the newspaper. I remember this clearly. I remember when like PepsiCo hired their first female CEO because it was like a huge deal. And I know it because my dad cut up the news clipping and brought it to me and my sister and was like, just so that you know that you can be anything you want to be. And he just did that. Like
that gave me chills.
No, my dad is like incredible. Like my parents didn't bat an eyelash when I was like, I want to start this business. Like they've been very like, you can do anything you want to do. And encouraging, and I think it clearly affected how I attack life,
Have they always been as supportive with you guys? And
they have. My dad like used to buy me like leadership books like when I was 8. Like he's just like very like,
that is awesome.
Every time he heard a story of an inspiring woman, he would like bring it to me and my sister.
He believed in you guys. He said you guys are gonna be somewhere and big that day, and look at you. You're truly
and my mom
inspiring.
Is so loving. My mom is incredible too. Like my dad is very encouraging, but my mom is like the backbone of the family. So I have a lot to thank her.
The one that's holding you guys all up. That is awesome.
100%.
So you started trying to find formulas that were sugar-free. How did that process start?
So there was this woman that I knew that was a food scientist, and she had her own brand, and she was asking me advice for social media, and I was like, actually, I would love to help you with social media. Could I hire you to help me create the formula to make a sugar-free chamoy? So it took us 6 months to make it. Oh. And the majority of my investment, my savings went into her, because it just took a long time. I was really scared that, like, when it's a food product, and we talked about this, like, you can't risk it. Like, I was like, God forbid somebody who's diabetic tries my product and it's not really sugar-free.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it took a long time. We tested stevia, we tested Splenda, we tested many different types of chilies, and ultimately landed on monk fruit, which is the sweetener. And then we had to do tests like making sure that it's shelf stable, that it doesn't need to be refrigerated, like all these things that were so out of my knowledge or comfort zone. Yeah. But I learned a lot from her, and she we created a great formula, and then after that we've been able to make all these other flavors as well.
And if we can ask this, what did you invest in it when you first started?
God, I love it. I don't think I've ever said it anywhere. Around $30,000.
Really? And that's for the scientist, the person.
That was all overall. So it was part
in general.
Yeah, in general.
Okay.
Part was the majority, like I would say like 80% of that, 90% of that was the food scientist, and then the rest was building the website and getting the logo done, and like, somebody who made it pretty. But that was the majority of it. When
you were looking at this number and you're like, okay, I'm about to invest a lot of money into this, what was going through your head? As for like, you obviously really believed in yourself and what you were going to do. Yeah. But when they tell you, okay, this is how much it's going to be, what was going through your head? Apart from being like nervous?
I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified. It happened. I had the idea during the pandemic, like right in the heat of it. So part of me was like, if I don't do it now, like the world is changing. Like, we're all scared for different reasons. And I was like, I'm just going to take the jump. Yeah. And if I fail, then I'll get up again and I'll do something different, and we'll rebuild. Like, we came to this country with nothing. Like, we'll just start from scratch. Like, it just happens, And I was scared to tell my parents. Yeah. Because like Latino parents, like their dream is that you come to this country and you like put the down payment on a house. Like,
exactly.
And that was that money that I was saving to do like the thing that you're supposed to do when you grow up. And
exactly.
And but no, when they were like, okay, mija, if this is what you want to do, then we'll stand behind you. Then I was like, okay, no, I can't back down now.
So. Yeah, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh my! So when you started getting all these formulas and everything, how many testings did it take for you to?
Over 40, man. I must have been like 60. I have some of the samples still at my house because I'm like, oh, they're like relics to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tested over 60 different formulas. Some were too spicy, some were too sweet. Some were like you could taste the sugar-free sweetener. Some didn't have the right color. So we just went through many different versions of it.
And why these ones? Out of all those 60?
Yo, if I'm honest, it was my sister who decided the final formula.
Really?
So around month 3, I was getting really like exhausted, and I was, I was como que chino, eso no está funcionando.
Chingado, ¿cómo le voy a hacer?
Ya, like, ya me entró el miedo.
Yes, yo le voy a comer más acá mientras platicas.
Por favor. Yeah. I was like, se me hace que like I'm spending too much money. I was getting really scared, and we had a formula, like I think it was formula number 27 or something. Oh. And I give it to my sister, and I'm like, I think we've decided. I think I like, we landed on one. My sister tries it, and she's like, this is not where it needs to be. You need to keep trying. My little sister, because she's so honest. And I was like, she's right. Like, it's not ready yet. So we waited 3 more months, and then my sister has given the green light on all of the flavors.
Really?
She's the one that I trust, because she will be like, my parents love me, so they're like, muy bien, mijita. Sí. And my sister's like, no, Ani, no está listo.
No. Otra mejor.
Yeah.
That is so ella también te apoya demasiado, tu hermanita.
Yeah, she's
incredible.
incredible.
You in everything that you do.
We're very close.
Freaking awesome. And how was it going back to Mexico to your friends and them seeing you now as like crazy. All of this, doing all of this?
Well, I think that like the kind of like the biggest shock is when I started telling people that I was doing this brand. Yes, my parents were very supportive, and my family, but there were people in my life that were like, this is a bad idea. Like, there were people in my life that were like, yeah, a lot. I heard crazy things like, Latinos don't care about eating healthy. It's not going to sell. They don't spend money, which is a lie. Latinos are like high consumers. They push the economy in incredible ways. But people said some crazy stuff. So it's been great to be like,
prove them wrong.
Exactly. And just be like, and not just to prove them wrong for me, but it was like, this community is powerful. If you make something for them, they will buy and they will promote and they will like, they care about promoting businesses 100%. That they stand behind. And I think the people that were saying things like that just didn't have any faith in the audience.
But it's important that you had the faith in yourself.
Yeah.
You knew where you wanted to be in life.
Yeah.
And it sounds like something that you've believed so much in. So like I think that's the biggest tip in like starting a business. Believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing, and no one can stop you.
Yeah. You have to be a little bit delusional. You have to be a little crazy and like in your own, like, this
that's
is
what I've always said. I always said like sometimes like I'm a big manifester. I don't know. Are you a big manifester?
Yes. And
I'm the type that I'd randomly be like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And in my head, I picture these like crazy ass things. But it's because the mind is so powerful.
Dude, me too. Do you picture things like? Because I picture them like vividly.
How?
Like I'm like, and I manifest when I'm driving or in the shower where I'm like, oh, this is going to happen. Like, I'm going to start this new company. And I can even think of like, okay, the song that I'm going to play when like I get my first sale. Like I get really nitty gritty with the projection. And to be fully honest, it's happened. Like I think things have come true.
You have a lot of faith in yourself.
I love
that. That
it.
is awesome. That's the most important thing. Manifestation is real and it really exists.
It is.
And was this your dream thing to do as a kid, or what was your plan as a kid?
Yo, I don't even think I had everybody wanted to be a vet for a little bit, but I don't think I had like a specific dream. I just knew that I like building things. Like when I was a kid, I wouldn't play house. I would play business. Like I would have my sister be like my assistant.
Las tienditas?
Sí, literal.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I was the kid. I sold my school lunch because my mom would send me like big bags of potato chips and they didn't sell them at school. So I was like, who wants them?
Yeah.
When it was Valentine's Day, I used to sell like cartitas de amor. Like, yo tenía así como que, ¿qué quieres? Tengo todo. Así,
oh my God.
A los 10 años.
Yes.
And then when I was a kid, it was when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were really popular. So I would come to school and sell stickers for Backstreet Boys and sell stickers for NSYNC. So no matter who you liked, we had the options. We had a business, man.
You always had that in you. Entonces, siempre
it.
supiste que you were going to be a businesswoman.
I just enjoyed it, yeah.
I think that it's so surprising how a lot of people, and we were talking about this, want to start a business but don't really know where to start. Yeah. And they don't know what to do. ¿Qué se ocupa para abrirse negocio? Yeah. You as a successful business person, what would you tell people who literally want to do it but don't know where to start?
For sure. I think for me, it was like, first I had the idea, right? And I was like, can I see a market for this? Can I genuinely see a market for this? And then you have to be really honest with yourself in that case. Like, is it something that if I wasn't the one pitching the idea, would I still buy it? And once that happens, it's figure out what you're really good at and be really honest about the things that you're not so great at.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I loved social media. I loved it, enjoyed it. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna spend money on marketing. Like that's the thing that I can do.
You'll be the market.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do everything. I'll get in front of the camera. I'll edit. I'll post. But I'm not so great at cooking or creating formulas. Like that's my weak spot. So let me bring in somebody who's smarter than me in that sense. And everybody has different things that they're great at and different things that they're bad at. But I think you have to be really honest, because I think so many people, when they start a business, they think they have to be perfect and an expert at everything. And that's just not the case. Like, everybody who started anything that's successful tripped many times along the way. People are surprised, I never made a business plan for the company. We didn't photograph professional photos of the bottles until recently, and that's because we had to go on Shark Tank, so we had to get professional photos.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. Yeah,
but everything was just like very DIY, very
like homemade.
Homemade. The thing that I couldn't play with was the formula. So that's the thing that was produced, in a production kitchen, like FDA regulations, all of that. But everything else was done not perfect.
Yeah, and was that hard? FDA.
Well, this is great for anybody who's creating a product or like anything that's a CPG, like a consumer product good. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can do production kitchens and can like start their own manufacturing. So like you can have your own factory and that's great. I'm a person who's not great with the nitty gritty details. So I was like, I don't want to own a factory. I don't want to own a co-packing facility. Yeah. I have a co-packing facility that does my chamoy. I'm in partnership with them. We are their client the majority of the time. Oh, okay. And they are the ones that like get all of the FDA regulation, the permits. They're the ones that like it just is so spotless. It runs so smoothly.
They do the job for you.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Her name,
wow.
Yeah, Pilar, who's my my co-packer partner, love her. It's all women run, Latina run.
Really?
Yeah, it's sick in Texas.
Oh my gosh, Annie, yes.
Yeah, it's great. They're fantastic.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're fantastic. It's all women run. Do you see these women driving the forklifts? It's sick. It's sick.
You see a troque manejando de ILoveChamoy, es una mujer manejando.
Sí. Y de este tamaño, güey, o sea, chiquitas, dice,
Yes.
hacen todo. They're incredible.
Porque igual que los hombres pueden, también las mujeres pueden.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they see us, we're in a different generation now. You know, antes era como que la mujer se quedaba en la casa y ella, but I feel like we're different now. It's like that saying, we're built different now.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of women are now more woke. We're now more like go-getters. Let's go and do this.
Luchonas.
100%. Porque pues uno se acostumbra de que no, tú eres la de la casa de hogar, no debes de tú para tu esposo. Está bien tener tu esposo o tu pareja, pero eso no te debe de tener.
You can do absolutely everything. Like I've watching these women run this co-packing facility has been incredible and amazing. And they're like, I can literally call them for anything. Like
really,
yeah. Like we're trying to make spoiler alert. We're trying to make a chamoy pickle, like an actual chamoy pickle.
Oh my gosh!
Made with sugar-free chamoy, no artificial dyes, because you know that chamoy pickle is red.
Yes.
And I just called my co-packer and I'm like, this is the experiment that we're running. Let's start. And she runs and figures it out.
Would you say you're like the type of person that when something's in your head, you have to do it? You can't like a la mitad. No, you say something, you te vas a proponer y lo vas a hacer.
I'm obsessive. Like I go to sleep and I think of the idea that I have. And I go to sleep being like, okay, I'm going to dream of this new product. And I just love it. It's a creative outlet for me to like come up with these ideas and see them through.
Are you the ones that plan, like you plan that? Like the packaging, how it is, or do you have like your people that help you?
So all like the logo and stuff. That first night that I had the idea at my parents' house, I didn't know where to start because I was like, I've never started a business. I don't know where to even start. So the only thing I knew how to do was to sketch what I wanted the logo to be. Okay. And I was like, I want it to be a name that like has the word chamoy, but it's also like part of it is in English, so like it's for it's for everybody in this country. And I have the original sketch, and then I brought in a designer who took that sketch and brought it to life.
Porque es como un corazón.
Sí.
And it's ILoveChamoy.
Yeah.
And that's also very important in business que se pueda decir.
Yeah.
Es más fácil. You target more people when it's something that everybody can say.
And all of my designers, all of the people that worked on the website, all of our truck driver, everybody who works in our business is proudly Latino. So we're happy.
Would there be anything that you would change? Anything different that you would change about?
Oh my God, I made so many mistakes. So 2 weeks after we launched the product, and I was like, okay, so we made 750 bottles, right? That was the first run.
Yes.
And I was like, those 750 bottles are going to sell in 6 months. That was the goal. And I was like, there's no way we're going to sell these bottles. Like, this is crazy.
In 6 months?
In 6 months. But I had no TikTok followers. Like, I started with like 0, like from scratch. And I was like, there's no way we're going to sell them. And then, of course, one video went viral. And we sold those bottles in a week. And this was before TikTok Shop existed. Like people had to go through your website.
Oh my
gosh! I got so excited, and the next production run, I made it twice the size, which was 2,000 bottles, around 2,000 bottles. And I loaded up the truck. I was riding this big U-Haul. My friends came over. They helped me load the truck the night before, so that in the morning I could just drive to the co-packing kitchen. That morning, it was all of like the money that I had made from that first run. I go to the truck and I open it in the morning. Everything was stolen. Everything. And I started crying.
Oh my gosh, what?
It was crazy. I started crying. They took everything. And I'm like, what are you going to make with this bud chamoy? Like, I feel like they thought it was maybe like something more fun or profitable. Because it was powders. But then I called my mom. I FaceTimed my mom. And my mom is like, mija, va a haber tiempo para llorar, pero ahorita tienes que encontrar soluciones. And we did. And our customers were really kind and waited for the product to be ready. It took a little bit longer. But I would do that differently. I wouldn't load the truck the night before. Shit like that. I made a lot of mistakes like that.
And you never found out who it was, or you guys never really?
Never. It was crazy.
This wasn't a truck that was like parked outside of like.
It was parked in like a locked garage. So it had to be somebody from the building or somebody who came in and they looked through. It makes sense. They looked through the U-Haul and they saw it packed. It was like, oh my God, like there's stuff in here. But it was just ingredients. Like that's the only thing that was there.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's normal que las cosas, a veces cosas no van como uno los planea, pero uno no se debe agüitar. You couldn't have given up right there and you didn't give up.
No.
Look at you. You kept going.
We kept going.
That is so freaking awful.
Yeah. And I don't think it should make you cynical. I think it's like, it's fair. For me, because we had done pre-orders. I was like, oh my God, like people are waiting for their chamoy and they're not going to get it. And for me, what that moment taught me was how kind and understanding our customers were. So understanding. Not one person canceled their order. And I sent an email and I was like, guys, I totally get it if you want to cancel your order.
Yeah.
Not one of them did. And for me, it was like, oh, this is like I'm very blessed to have the customer base that I do. And I think it made me more appreciative. And that's I think why I take social media with so much love and so seriously, because it's how I communicate with the people that have given me a chance. Yeah. So many times.
So you must have a very good communication with your customers, even through customer service. And you guys just have that good bond. And it's why they're patient. It's why they're understanding, because they feel like this connection.
They've seen us. They've seen us build this from scratch. I've posted everything that has gone well and everything that has gone bad. And, you know, Aaliyah, who you had her on the podcast, I used to watch Aaliyah before I started my business. I used to like watch her content and I was like, oh my God, I'm so inspired by this young girl. Like, she's incredible. When I started this company, I was like, okay, I'm going to document everything. And if it goes really well, great. People can look at what we've done and like, feel free to copy it, like start your own business. And if it goes really bad, people can look at what I've done and hopefully do the entire opposite. Like I was like, it's going to serve some purpose. But thankfully it went well.
So tell us a little bit more, since we're talking about TikTok. How has TikTok changed you and your business?
Yo, TikTok has been amazing.
Yeah.
I started posting on TikTok 2 weeks before I launched the product. And I was really insecure about being on camera. Like,
really?
So like I was so shy. If you scroll all the way through my first videos, you only see my hand. Like I would go like,
no way.
Yeah, dude, I was so afraid of what people would say. And like the comment section really scared me. Like, 'cause you see TikTok and people can be quite crazy. And then slowly but surely I was like, well, when I share who I am and like share my face and like talk directly to customers, like my business does better. So it kind of forced me to get comfortable in front of the camera. And so it's like just TikTok has been such a blessing, of course, from the business side, but I think from a personal standpoint, it like has helped me feel very comfortable with myself.
Yes.
And like, I'm just like, I think I have a thicker skin in a healthy way.
100%.
You know, like you see comments and now I'm like, oh, now I laugh. I'm like, okay, that was kind of funny. It's just been a huge blessing. But from a business standpoint, I mean, it's changed my life.
You think that TikTok in general helped you, or was it more like TikTok shop?
Both. So we started, like when I started, it was just TikTok and people were going to our website. So you would have to go to like link and buy and go, go to our website. And TikTok was always like the number one way we promoted our product, even before shop existed. And then once shop came along, it was just a completely different ball game, because people can look at a video and just, instead of like going to your bio, like all these extra steps,
get it there.
Yeah, they can get it directly there. And it's been incredible. And it's been incredible too that so many people who have purchased our product and genuinely love it can make a video and can make affiliate. Like,
exactly.
I love that. And TikTok makes it so easy for you to be able to have these programs without you kind of manually having to do it.
100, and plus they get discounts. TikTok offers like free shippings or like discounts. So it's like they're really helping out businesses. But it's amazing. But like how we were talking about, los que tengan negocios deben de aprovecharlo.
Métanse, because it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna last forever. I do think TikTok Shop is gonna last forever, but I don't think the
free shipping and discounts,
the coupons, like if you have a product and if you're somebody, especially if you're a small business, like, yo, you have so many things to document. Like there's so many things that are great content. Yes. That you can post and generate income.
100%.
And if you don't have a small business, if you're somebody who just loves making content and you want to make a little bit of money from it,
you can.
Yeah. Buy products that get products that you love from TikTok, get Itati's product that ILoveChamoy, and make a video and like
you get commission.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Yeah. Which influencers have you seen eat or try the chamoy and you've seen it on TikTok?
So many. I mean, it's been like, even Michaela.
Really?
Yeah, dude, Michaela tried it. She tried the...
Y se lo mandaste, so she bought it?
She bought it. She
no
bought it.
way.
Yeah. She bought it. I opened the app and it's like Michaela eating our chamoy. Yeah, we've seen a lot of people. And then there's some, like, I really like finding creators. Like we found this creator that he loves our product and he does like sand wrestling in Mexico. Like it's like a sport. It's like an actual sport, but he does like some type of wrestling. And he made some custom-made ILoveChamoy shorts. He like made a whole DIY of the shorts. And he's like, so basically he was doing it so he could make affiliate. And like that can like
help him when he posts this like about the bottle.
Yeah, so he could sell, and then he was using that money to help him with his to be able to fund his matches and like traveling for all these matches. So we found it, and I was like, yo, I want to buy those shorts from you, first of all, because those are sick.
Yes.
And let us pay for your travel for the next match. Like, let us like, so finding these creators that are just like, they're not, you know, some of them have huge followings, some of them are just doing interesting stuff and are killing it in that field.
Yeah.
Has been amazing and great.
And who is it someone that you would want to see try your chamoy?
Oh, man.
I'm thinking Becky G.
Becky G, please.
Yeah.
Please. I love it. I mean, honestly.
Someone can lo pruebe and you're like, oh my God.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, dude, yes. Bad Bunny.
Anybody. Young
Yes.
Nico. No, but I mean, anybody. Anytime I see a video, and I'm always a little nervous because you see a video pop up with your product. I'm like,
You're like, you never know.
I really hope they like it. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, repost.
When you first started putting your products out there on TikTok and like on social media in general, no hubo veces, it's normal to sometimes have downfalls. Yeah. It's normal. A veces llega un paquete quebrado, o sea, lo que sea. ¿Nunca ha pasado eso? De que they post like, hey, or esto me salió así, or me llegó quebrado, or... Yeah.
So last year we released our sugar-free Mexican candy, and it was chili watermelon flavor, delicious. But when we ship, we make our product in Texas, and now we ship it from California, two really hot states. So we shipped our product in the middle of the summer. For whatever reason, I decided to do that, and people were receiving their bags melted or inflated, which is horrible. So we had to pull the product out of the market and like rework the formula, and that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
you know, that was a big investment that was lost. I was really hard on myself. I was like, oh my God, I fucked it up. Like, and then the customers are understanding, and then they give you time to work on the product and release it again.
Was it scary seeing those videos though, like on social media?
It's terrifying.
Yeah, right.
You think your life is over. You think like social media makes it look
like
so
a horrible,
intense.
like you're canceled. I Love Chamoy is canceled. Or you're like, fuck, like what do I do?
And then you just like, just as quickly as things happen online, things recover.
But it's a normal thing. It's part of the negocio. We were talking about this off camera. Yeah. You could be in a business for 10, 12 years, and it's normal to fuck up. It's part of the process.
I mean, the big guys, like Amazon messes up all the time. Like Snapchat, they've done crazy stuff. It just happens.
It's a normal thing. But the best thing is when the outcome, as in like, she offers a refund or let me send you a new package or that's what counts. Yeah. Let's say that a brand probably sends something broken, but they don't reply or they literally don't care. Yeah. Then that's something to quejarse.
Absolutely.
But you guys always try and find the solution for it.
Yeah. And like something that we kind of like a brand policy that we have is like, you'll see people leave like the craziest comments on my TikTok, right? And sometimes we do the video, like when you can reply with the video. And we're always like, one of the kind of rules is like, we'll never fight with the customer. Like, I'm never going to fight. Like, you can tell me the craziest things. And I'm like, thank you for your question. Like, you know, and it's just, for me, I think it gives my company, it just allows us to move better and like not be brought down when things go bad. Like we're highly positive. And I think for the customers, it's like, no matter what happens, like we'll be there. We'll be there.
Help solve it.
Yeah, and if we mess up, absolutely, we'll own up to it. Like I think it's normal to mess up.
¿Cuántas órdenes es lo que más has agarrado en un día?
Un chingo.
The most que has agarrado en un día.
Yo creo que en un día como unas 7,000 órdenes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This weekend alone.
And I was thinking like, and I don't doubt you. I mean, I saw, I don't doubt you, but I was thinking like, oh, maybe 2,500 or 7,000.
This weekend was probably, just this weekend alone was probably like 12,000. It's crazy.
Gracias a Dios.
Gracias a Dios, de verdad.
Wow. ¿Se podría preguntar de how much you've made the most in one day?
You have to do the math. Probably around 70 or 80,000
in one day. Yeah. How does it feel coming from...
We also went on Shark Tank, so Shark Tank like pushed a lot of sales
we're gonna that's the next topic we're going on, but you growing up from obviously all of this stuff that we're talking about, seeing that number and seeing that many orders, what's in your head when you see all that stuff?
It's crazy. No, you know what's so funny? So this weekend we had a really good sales. And I think I would see that number and I was like, oh my God, this is great. And all of this money goes and funds the business, funds like, we're a company that like, thank God we've never been in debt. We've never had to ask for, we've never taken investment. So it funds everything. It's like a cash flow business. But I would look at the numbers and I'd be like, oh my God, I have all this money. Y al final del día, yo decía de que, bueno, pues I'm going to treat myself to Uber Eats. And I was like, I know, voy a cocinar. Like, it just like, sometimes it just doesn't like, like I'm not a big spender and I love building businesses. So it's like, I see that money and I'm like, okay, Part of that money is going to go into the business to make sure that we are covered if things happen as we explore new products, because creating new products is quite expensive.
Yeah.
And then some of the money is going to go to creating a new company. And like we kind of keep,
smart
without taking loans or debt. In Mexico, credit doesn't exist. So
Me neither. I don't
get it. Like I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you never want to do that for your business. Dices, mientras tenga el dinero, déjalo meto en mi negocio. Rather than, como dices, voy a agarrar un investor or stuff like that. Qué bueno. Me da mucho gusto que te vaya muy bien, girl. That is freaking awesome. Y when was it that you realized, like, I made it? Ya le llegué.
No, I mean, it just changes every day. Because one thing goes bad and then you're just like, oh my God, I'm like a child in this business. I don't know what I'm doing. It just goes up and back. I think like the greatest thing that this business has given me time back to be with my family. Like I have more control over my time. I used to work in like, corporate teams and like it was just different. You didn't have a lot of liberty.
Yeah.
I get to work on social media. So that's the greatest reward because I love it.
That's what you love.
And yeah, so I think it's just every single time there's like a new milestone. Like I think, when I first came up with the idea, me and my sister used to watch Shark Tank all the time.
Yeah.
And jokingly, we were like, when they would be on Shark Tank, jokingly,
Yeah.
So I think like, being on that set, I was like, oh, this is like sick. Like,
yeah.
I'm grateful for everybody who, encouraged me to that point.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. Shark Tank. You were on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
How was that? You reached out, they reached out. Like, how does that work?
For sure. So we got reached out by Shark Tank Mexico, funny enough, first. And I was like, thank you so much. But I'm like, I don't sell my product in Mexico yet. So I'm probably not the best candidate, but I would love to be in the US version. And then they were like, oh, like apply and like, we'll hand over your information if they work with a production company.
Yeah.
So I applied. You can do it online on their website. We didn't hear back for a couple of months, and then we got the call, and then it's a long interview process. I can't share super nitty gritty about it because they make you sign a bunch of things, but it's a long process. And then I couldn't tell anybody about it. Like it was a super secretive type of thing.
Yeah,
couldn't tell social media about it. And then and then we filmed it. But prepping for it was really fun because we were like, okay, how do I want to bring my Mexican culture to the set with me? And it was great.
How was that preparing for it?
It was
you
stressful.
Said you took like the photography photos.
Yeah.
What did it take to prepare for this?
It was crazy. So I was like, we were talking about manifestation, like how we just like envision things so much until they happen. I used to, and I made videos on TikTok about this. I was like, if one day I'm on Shark Tank, I want to come in with a mariachi band playing the Shark Tank theme song. I wanted that. So when we got the call that we were going to be on the show, I was like, I need to find a mariachi.
Oh my God, I did see it.
Yeah,
you did go with the mariachi.
Yeah.
I did see it.
They came in like los moños rosas como el chamoy. And we found a mariachi band and we like practiced with them and they got the song down. Then I found literally a frutero that was like selling fruta on the side of the road. And I was like, can I buy your truck for a week because I want to have it on set?
Yeah.
He let us buy the truck. He brought the truck because I wanted like to represent.
Yes.
I mean, I have a business because food vendors are the ones that make sure that Mexican culture stays alive in this country.
100%.
Like that's how people discover chamoy for the first time most of the time. So we brought a frutero cart. We brought in a piñata. I mean, I was like, we're gonna go full Mexi, and we did, and it was great.
And how was? ¿Te sentías muy nerviosa as you were standing there on stage?
I blacked out. ¿No
te acuerdas?
No me acuerdo nada. O sea, it's longer than what you see. Usually, it's like the pitch is like the whole conversation with them and everything. The negotiation is like 40 minutes to an hour sometimes. So, it feels like it when you see the show, it's like, 10 minutes usually, like a 10 minutes segment, but it's long.
Okay.
I feel like I blacked out. Like I was so nervous to see the episode because I was like, I don't remember what I said. Like,
Really? You were just like in that moment. No te acuerdas de nerviosa que estabas.
Sí.
And how did it go as for like deal-wise?
So we came in. All the sharks were amazing. So nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited to meet Lori, Mr. Wonderful, Mark Cuban. I mean, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all very complimentary to the business. And then we got an offer from Mr. Wonderful.
Uh-huh.
And me and him went back and forth negotiating and I ultimately decided not to take the deal.
No.
I said no to the deal and I walked away. And they all clapped when I walked away because they were like, don't take the deal. Don't, if you don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. So I walked away and my friends know this, but I've never posted about it. I was like I was bummed, you know, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, I wanted a deal mostly for the partnership. But then I got home, I was in my bed, like all like, you know, it's a weird feeling, like
Yeah.
it's like it's this thing that you really wanted and it happens and it's exciting, but then you're like, okay,
Now
what's my dream? What's my next dream?
Yeah.
And I opened ILoveChamoy DMs, and we had a DM from Mark Cuban, and he DM'd us, you know, maybe 30 minutes after we filmed the show or an hour after.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you did amazing. If there's anything that I can help you with, this is my contact. And
That is awesome.
he's been incredible.
In contact or whatever.
Incredible. I mean, just like any question that we've had, he's like a, you know, quick responder, but he's been very kind. So.
And do you regret walking out and saying without the deal?
I don't. There was moments that I did, and then now I don't, because I think that I'm not against taking investment and like a partnership, but I think it has to be the right partnership. And
Exactly.
Mr. Wonderful was incredibly kind and amazing, but I was like, I don't think he like knows the Mexican candy cat. I don't think he sees the potential that I see in the category.
Exactly.
You know?
That is, but that's like one of them, tu misma.
Yeah,
That's the whole. I feel like that has to be the title: being sure of yourself and taking your own decisions.
Absolutely.
But being part of Shark Tank, what impact did it have on your business?
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was just. We had a family party like to watch the episode. We invited everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody was wearing pink. It was a whole thing.
Oh.
And like the show aired first in the East Coast. So first we saw like just the amount of people that were coming to the website. We had to call Shopify to make sure that like, hey, I need like reinforcements.
So it doesn't like stop or something.
It's great. I mean, you just see like the amount of people that come to your website is insane. And then and then it airs in the West Coast. So then California was like popping off. And it was incredible. I mean, we, you know, so many people saw us from Shark Tank. So many people from different cultures besides Hispanic saw us from Shark Tank, and they discovered Chamoy for the very first time. And
you kind of expose your business more that way.
No, Shark Tank is an incredible avenue. I mean, everybody knows the show. I think like it has like it's very recognizable.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just like, okay, like I wanted to go in like guns blazing, Mexican to the wall, and it happened. And I'm hoping that other business like who have that dream, and especially diverse businesses, like apply, go on it. Like,
do
I think
it.
It's an incredible opportunity.
Go for it and just risk it.
Yeah.
El que si te agarran, y si no, pues también.
It's a life experience. I think it's fun and incredible.
That is so cool. Do you remember like how many people were on your website when you?
Dude, like 20,000 people at a time.
Oh my
It was crazy.
gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, everyone's watching. So
Yeah.
you're like, so that literally helped also boost up your sales and the recognition of your brand, and it helped you.
Everything. I
Really?
mean, it just, and then you have the content from Shark Tank. So in my head, I was like, going on Shark Tank is great, but like, I can make so many videos about being on Shark Tank, and like, so it just, everything that happens in the business is like, okay, how can I use this to introduce chamoy and Mexican candy and a healthier version of these things to more people?
And you also have ILoveChamoy in stores.
We do.
Where do you have ILoveChamoy?
So we were chosen as the best product made in Texas in 2022, which was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at that point, we were less than a year old company. So it was really exciting. And so that got us into 250 grocery stores in Texas. And we have all three products now, which is amazing.
Damn.
HEB is an incredible partner. I love them. I love them.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I don't think there's one in California, is there? No, huh?
They're
no,
like
I've
a
never.
full Texas. Like they're like Texas. Then we're also in TJ Maxx. We're in Home Goods, and they just put us into TJ Maxx as well.
In Texas or here?
Everywhere. That's nationwide.
Really?
Nationwide, yeah. Yeah.
In TJ Maxx?
TJ Maxx and Home Goods, yeah. And we might be in Marshalls soon as well. And then my dream places, I really want to go after Costco. Costco would be a dream.
You know what? I told her that I saw because she posted like paletas. And so I told her, oh, you're into Costco now, right? She's like, no, not yet, but we're going to be in Costco. But I had seen a video. Yeah. But maybe you were just showing like the paletas of
No, and I talk a lot about being on Costco because everybody was like, oh, can you make a bigger bottle? Can you make a bigger bottle? And I'm like, I'll make it for Costco. Like, let's go.
Okay.
Like, I feel like, it would just be a dream.
That's your goal also.
Take some space there, yeah.
You're going to be there. How was the process to put your product into stores?
Totally different than the direct to consumer. So when I first made my product, this is so funny because just get started and you'll figure it out along the way. Because when I first started the business, we didn't have a QR code, like, because I was selling direct to consumer. You didn't need the barcode, right?
Yeah.
And then like when we were entering
you're
the contest.
right. The barcode.
The barcode,
Oh,
dude.
you're right.
And you're just like, how the hell do you get a barcode? Like,
I don't even know that.
no, okay, there's a company called GS1 or GSI.
Uh-huh.
You can get it there. It's like so cheap. Like anybody can get a barcode. It's not complicated, but these are things that like I had no idea how to do.
Yeah.
And so you figure it out. We did the barcode, and then figuring out. So you saw the videos of the pallets, right? The big boxes. I'm like, okay, now we have to get pallets, and we have to create boxes to have like 8 bottles at a time. And so it was a huge learning lesson, and now it runs really smoothly. Like the next production that we're doing is 50,000 bottles. We're doing it on the 7th of Feb.
Oh my gosh. And that's apart from like consumers, one individual. This is like stores.
Yeah. So we produce 1 to 2 times a month. Yesterday we picked up I think 5 pallets, and we're bringing them to our warehouse in California.
Wow.
And then we're doing the rest. But now that runs really, really smoothly, and all to credit to my amazing co-packer partners, Pilar and the team, and Gabby.
Yeah, because I was going to tell you, so how is it que, obviously you have your people that help you with package y todo, porque ya es wholesaling y individual consumers.
Different beast.
So that's a total different learning process. Now because you had to change your packaging.
We did. Originally, the bottle was a square bottle. Like these are the things that you'll learn just by making mistakes. So but mine was a square bottle, so we would have to put a sticker in the front and in the back.
Okay.
So you couldn't do it automatically. You had to like have people. Now it's like the bottles go through this like little machine and like.
I've seen the maquinita que es como un little roll and they just pass by y automáticamente se les pone.
So now you can do, before we could only do like 2,000 bottles a day. Now we can make up to 10, 15,000 bottles a day. And
is that in your warehouse, that máquina?
It's in our co-packing facility in Texas.
Oh, so you have a warehouse here in California as well, and you have one over there.
Yeah, so our Texas one is where we make the chamoy, and it's kind of like our wholesale. And then we picked California because we kind of looked at our best-selling states, and it's always not surprised, like the Latino populated states. So it's Texas and California are our best sellers. So shipping costs was the most effective when shipping from California. So all of that was like decided by data, basically.
Exactly. You look at the analytics and you kind of see where that is.
Puzzle,
that's very important when it comes to like looking at where your consumers are. Where do you have more people supporting your brand, or where is it that people want more of it? How often
do they reorder? Like all these things are things that like the data has been able to tell us, and
it helps a lot. I love it.
Absolutely.
Do you ever plan on opening a store for I Love Chamoy?
You know what? I don't think brick and mortar's in my future. I want to, like, we're working with a frutero on Sunday, where we're buying the whole truck and we're giving away the fruit with our chamoy.
So, my gosh.
I see pop-ups happening more than brick and mortar. I like I'm like, hey, like, well, how can we have a presence in our community by doing this? Like this, we did a pop-up in Bronzeville. We've done 2 or 3, we did them last year, where we partner up with government institution that was raising awareness about diabetes. So we just gave away like hundreds of bottles. I think like pop-ups like that are more.
You like to do that? You like to give back to your community?
Oh, absolutely. They've given me so much. Absolutely. It's like, dude, I was so welcomed here when I was starting from scratch.
Yeah.
We have a scholarship. We have an I Love Chamoy scholarship at the university.
No way.
At the University of Edinburgh, UTRGV.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if you're studying marketing and if you're a freshman or a sophomore, go to the dean's office and ask for the I Love Chamoy scholarship.
Is it something that you create and you offer and you give it to them?
Yeah, so we did a couple things with the university, and like we did like events where we would I would go and speak and stuff like that. It was the university where my sister graduated from, and I had a conversation with the dean where I was like, well, can I get involved in other ways? And he was like, well, you can do a scholarship. And I was like, oh my God, that would be sick. Like a scholarship name under Chamoy, like that's kind of fun. So we've committed for a scholarship for the next 3 years. So
no sé si se puede preguntar esto, but what is the scholarship about? Or how do they enter that scholarship?
So
or what?
No surprise, like if you're studying marketing, anything under entrepreneurship, under the School of Business. So it could be marketing, it could be business, it could be anything like that. If you're a freshman or a sophomore, and the reason why we decided those 2 grades was because I think when you're just starting school, every dollar counts. When you're first on your own.
Yes.
So any student under business can go and apply for the I Love Chamoy scholarship if they're freshmen or sophomores.
But there's not like you know how there's like some scholarships they say like, oh, just write us like an essay talking about like.
No, this is just based on like if you qualify for grades. Yeah. If the school, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is. ¿Y de cuánto es el scholarship?
5,000, I think, per year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel, having the opportunity to give back to the community, to be able to do these things for people?
It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's you say like you have these great selling days, right? And it's
Yeah.
amazing, but like at the end of the day, like you look at a number and it's just a number. Like it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't. What makes me excited is starting new companies, starting new initiatives, like the scholarship.
Doing more for it.
It's just seeing like, I mean, what am I gonna do? Hoard all that money? Like it doesn't do anything. So starting these things has been really fun. Hopefully we can do, like I would love to do a small business grant maybe this year.
Oh man, that is awesome. That is beautiful. Honestly, congratulations for that, because that is very, very beautiful to be able to give back to those, you know, that support, and most importantly are there for you and your brand.
Everything comes back around.
It does. What I mean? All the good you do, it comes back to you double.
It does.
When you are these clients and consumers that have diabetes, can't eat sugar, when you receive those messages of like, thank you for making this product, what have you received, and how do you react to it?
Yeah. No, I cry. I mean, like my dad and I read these messages because we get DMs and comments of people being like, oh my God, my dad is diabetic too, and like I'm buying this for him, or I have gestational diabetes, or my 2 kids are diabetic, they're 8 years old, they've never had chamoy, like, and you know, I want to introduce it to them. It was so many sweet messages. There's also like there's been like a lot of high school and college students that have done like their business projects on our business. Like they'll like study our TikToks and like, so that's been fun too. Like I think it's just like, I hope that no matter how the company evolves and grows, that we always maintain that pulse with the audience, because that's something that like, it's like big businesses can't do. Like the CEO of Coca-Cola is not like reading the messages, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's so, I think for any business owner, it's so special and so rewarding to keep a pulse on like how your audience is experiencing.
Make sure they feel connected, so they know what they're purchasing. They feel like something like a gift that's being given to them. That's very, very important.
And it gives you more purpose. I think it like, sales are great, but like building a community is so much more special.
Heck yeah, 100%. And what's your ultimate goal with ILoveChamoy? A Chamoy empire? Or what's the ultimate? Love that. What's the ultimate goal?
We are creating more SKUs. So yes, we have our chamoy and we have different flavors. I want to create the candy category. I want to expand it.
Yes.
Like I mentioned, I want the chamoy pickle to come out. We want to do rims, sugar-free rims.
Oh, for like micheladas.
Yeah, everything.
Se podrán. Los polvos también tienen sugar. Pues sí, ¿verdad? Los polvos, like
like a Miguelito.
Would you ever come out with something like that?
They're already in the works fully, and all the flavors.
Oh my gosh.
It's just figuring out how we release them and make, like everything goes through like a couple testing, but like the dips are coming, the polvitos are coming, and the candies are coming. The chamoy pickle, we still haven't figured it out, but we want to.
This the chamoy pickle. The chamoy pickle. Yeah. You have a lot in store coming. You have a lot coming. And if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would be that advice?
Oh, man.
That you would tell that little Annie?
Dude, I think I was so concerned at how people perceived me. And like it made me so scared. Like I was so scared to post my face on social media. I was so scared to like show my personality on social media and to people in real life. And I think that, like, I think you hit 30 and then you're suddenly like, oh my God, that doesn't matter. Like you're going to find the community that loves you. You're going to find people that accept you, and you're going to be able to build something that's representative of you. So I wish I could go back and just tell that person to like loosen up a little bit, to like get more comfortable with making mistakes.
Yeah.
And getting back up and I would tell her to like start a chamoy company sooner.
Yeah, well, you definitely, and I did mention to her this off camera, I'm definitely proud of the person and the woman she is, because not only did she create a product that is already familiar in the market, but she created something that didn't exist. She went out of her way and she literally invested into something. She invested her money and her time into something where not only did she want to help her dad be able to have the opportunity to eat chamoy, but other people. Yeah. So that's like the biggest blessing. And I literally congratulate you.
Thank you so much.
Like with all my heart. And I wish you so much success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for literally being a part of today's podcast.
I loved it.
I took so much advice from it myself. Is there any final words that you want to tell us?
No, I just, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for creators like you. I think that like it's because of people like you that Latinos have taken so much space on social media, and it opens up the door for creatives, of course, but it opens up the door for businesses like mine. Like I think that without that blueprint that the people like you have started, there wouldn't be space for people like me. So I'm so appreciative.
Ay, thank you. No, yo agradecida, muy agradecida. Y las mujeres latinas podemos.
Venga.
Las latinas podemos con todo. Porque si los hombres pueden, la mujer también puede. So thank you so much, Annie, for being a part of today's episode. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what you took from today's podcast. ¿Qué les gustó? And also let me know if you've tried the chamoy and which one was your favorite. I'm your host, Itati Lopez. Thank you so much for joining today's episode of Suelta La Lengua. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and review. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.